In this tutorial, we will cover how to set up repeating sections in Excel and Word. Repeating sections is a key feature included in the Excel to Word document automation add-in. This tutorial assumes that you are familiar with how to link and update content using the add-in. We'll walk through the two workflows, the initial one-time setup and the ongoing updates you can make anytime after that. Let's start with the one-time setup. First, prepare your Excel data table and name it. Then submit the content to Word. Then in Word, design your template section and link content to Excel items. Once the links are in place, create the repeating section. After that initial setup, updating is quick. Anytime your source data changes in Excel, click Submit, and then click Update Document in Word. The template section is copied for each row in the Excel table. Linked content in Word refreshes automatically. I'll start out by showing you how to set up this basic text product catalog. I'll first demonstrate the end result. After the Excel table and Word template are set up, you submit content from your Excel table. Then in Word, you click Update Document. This generates a section for each row in the Excel document table and then updates the content. Next, I'll show you how to prepare and name your Excel table and submit the content. First, create an Excel data table and organize data so each row equals one section. Row 1 contains the column headers. These item names become the link names you reference in Word or PowerPoint. Rows 2 and below contain your actual data, one section's worth of content per row. This simple example only contains 3 text items, the columns, in each section: item name, description, and price. Then, name the table. The name must start with your prefix plus rs underscore plus your table name. In this example, r underscore rs underscore catalog. Then click Submit to make the content available to Word. Next, in Word, I'll show you how to design your template section, link content in that section, and create the section. Here's my section template. In this simple example, it is 3 lines of text. It could be 1 line, 1 page, or an entire chapter. On the Link tab of the add-in, Get Excel Content. Then we'll link Word content in my section to the repeating section column submitted from Excel. The names of the repeating section items from the Excel table are derived from the repeating section table name plus underscore plus the column name. In this example, the table name is r underscore rs underscore catalog. I want to place the product name here, which is named item name. I select that column name from the dropdown and click Insert Content/Update Link. This surrounds the content in an invisible content control that links it to the first column in the Excel table. I'll also link description and then also price. You can also link content to items not in repeating section tables. For example, I could add a link for the customer name, which is the same for all section copies. Now that I'm done designing my section template, I'll create the repeating section. I'll select all the content in the template section. I'll then choose the section from the Select Repeating Section dropdown and click Create Section. The content is wrapped in a content control named Repeating Section : plus the table name. Also helpful are List Repeating Sections. It shows a list of valid sections in the Word document. And Reset Sections. It removes any copies of the section template. Do this before making edits to your template so you don't inadvertently modify the section copies. Now that our repeating section is set up, we can update the content at any time. We simply click Submit in Excel, then Update in Word. The add-in deletes any prior section copies, makes new copies of the section template, one for each row, and it updates the content. I'll then add 30 rows of new data. For example, you could import new data for the next catalog. You can also sort, filter, and use the Auto Hide Rows feature. Then Submit. Then Update. We can see the sections have been updated. The previous example only updated text content. Repeating sections can also update other content types, including HTML content, images, and tables. This example contains data for 3 sections, but has 7 items for each section. To show you the end result, I'll submit from Excel. And then update in Word. We can see that it updates 2 text items, some HTML content, 3 images, and a table in each of the 3 sections. Next, I'll explain how to set up each of the content types. The content type is indicated by a label directly above the column. These are the 7 valid content type labels. The first 2 columns are text. Text is the default content format. If there is no label, then the content type is text. Text can appear anywhere in your Word document and can be formatted any way you want. The next column is an example of HTML content. A wide variety of HTML tags and styles are supported, making this a very powerful feature. The HTML can be created dynamically using formulas and other automation means. The next three columns are three different methods of updating images. The first is an in-cell image, meaning that you place the image within the cell. You can also use Excel's image formula to make the image appear from a URL. Then second, image URL inserts the image directly into your Word or PowerPoint document. The URL must be publicly accessible. It avoids large transfers from Excel. The third, image name, contains the name of an image in Excel. For example, this cylinder image is named R_cylinder, which matches the shape name in the column. Table content type transfers a named range or data table and inserts it into the Word document. For example, this range is named R_CYL range. In this example, the ranges are formatted as flex tables so they have similar formatting appearance in Word and PowerPoint as they do in Excel. The type label of the last column is ignore. It will not be transferred to Word. Ignore columns can be used for reference or calculations. I then submit the content to Word. In Word, on the Link tab, I click Get Excel Content. Then I will link the items. Here, I will insert the section number and the shape name here. The HTML content here. You can see that cylinder is bold based on B tag in the HTML. I'll insert the image in cell here. The image URL here. And the image name here. And the table here. Now my items are all linked. I will next select the entire section template and indicate that its source is the repeating section called R_RS_shapes by selecting it from the list. Then I'll click Create Section. Now I will click Update Document. And we can see that the add-in created the template copies and updated all of the content. Next, try the examples in the sample content documents. See the repeating sections sheet. Then set up repeating sections in your own documents. Thank you.